I'm out here at Wassman High School where the Massey Miracle Run track and field team is preparing for their shot at the big stage. I recently spoke with head coach Dietrich Massey, and she said she is taking 42 young athletes to the USA Track and Field Junior Olympics next week. The three main focuses of the program are cardio, strength, and agility, all designed to translate to everyday life. This will be the program's first appearance in the NCAA tournament since 2016, meaning the current senior class has never had the opportunity of playing postseason volleyball. You see people going all around, people talking to us on air right now, certainly cheering for their own fighters, and so that's what I'm excited for, just friends and family out seeing these athletes compete tonight, something they haven't been able to do in quite a while. In 2020, the NFL draft was supposed to be held here in Las Vegas before the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic forced the event to be held virtually altogether. Now, 2 years later, the city is ready, the stage is set, and the NFL draft will officially open on Thursday, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. During the week leading up to victory, there was one message that stood out to the team, and that was accountability. At 5'7", Noel will never be the tallest on the floor, but he says that when opponents underestimate him, it brings him great motivation. This weekend, the Wildcats will be back in Bill Snyder Family Stadium as they look to go 3-0 with Nevada coming to Manhattan. Sixth-year senior quarterback Skylar Thompson will not be in the lineup as he is nursing a knee injury that he suffered on this play against Southern Illinois. Also, the K-State men's basketball team will begin their 2021-22 campaign next Thursday against Pittsburgh State in Bramlage Coliseum. After 2 straight losing seasons, Coach Bruce Weber has overhauled the roster, bringing in 7 newcomers. One of the transfers is originally from the Big Apple and is now in the Little Apple, attempting to bring winning back to the program. Elsewhere, although the K-State baseball team doesn't begin their season until February, the team is pitching in to make a difference. On Saturday, the Batcats held their Shave for the Brave event, benefiting the College Baseball vs. Cancer fundraising campaign. Felix Anudike-Uzomah has been a consistent presence along the K-State defensive line all season. With his continued success, he says that he is thankful for his teammates and the opportunity to play Division I football.
Credit to the back end, honestly. If they didn't lock up all those receivers and do all those coverages right, I would not be having the sacks I have right now. At the end of the day, blessed to be playing Division I football.
One thing that was instilled in him by his mom was humility, and he strives to translate those lessons learned into his everyday life.
Growing up in high school, I was not that type of guy. Everybody slept on me. I seen people that were in high school, they were just so cocky and stuff. My mom said every time I get a big play or anytime I'm doing something good, just stay humble. My mom preached that because every time you're humble, good things can come to you.
Coach Chris Kleiman says that when players have the type of performances that Anudike-Uzomah did on homecoming against TCU, it motivates the entire team.
They were excited for Felix. He brought a lot of energy with each sack that he was getting. You could tell everybody knew the kind of game he was having.
Yeah, he's a baller. I've never played with somebody like that on the D-line. It's something that even back in high school, Pop Warner, you wouldn't really see a guy doing that. Be able to do it at this level, it's special. One
of the players on the team that has connected with Anudike-Uzomah is sophomore running back Deuce Vaughn, who says that they both have had similar journeys in getting to K-State.
His story to get here, and he's somebody that I connected to pretty early on whenever I got here, just because of the way that we got here and the things that we've had to endure throughout recruiting, and then having to put on weight, working to try and better ourselves every single day, and I'm proud of him. To see him have this success is not surprising at all.
One thing Anudike-Uzomah has become known for is his unique celebration after big plays.
It's called the gorilla dance. I did in high school, so all my friends were telling me to go to college and do all that stuff, so my teammates liked it, and credit to all my high school teammates.
For Anudike-Uzomah, he knows that his current play could lead to an eventual professional future. However, he is focused on living in the moment.
I'm just focused on one day at a time. Honestly, I'm still a sophomore. I can worry about that probably next year or so, but at the same time, I'm just tacking on each day by day.
Welcome back to MHK All Day. Tomorrow afternoon, the K-State Wildcats will look to end their 2-game losing skid against Iowa State. Under center will unquestionably be 6th-year senior quarterback Skylar Thompson, who made his triumphant return against Oklahoma in a narrow loss.
He played really well, and he doesn't want to tell you that because we didn't win the game. But to think that he has not played since whenever it was, the second quarter or first quarter of Southern Illinois, to do what that kid did against that defense and be under duress, and he hung in there and said, I'm gonna pitch it around, and the kid was on point.
It was still undecided as to whether or not Thompson would play until just a few hours before kickoff.
He got announced this morning to us, and it was one of those things where we were like, yeah, look, okay, let's go. That's our guy. He's back. We're so happy for him because that was big.
Kleiman says that when news spread that Thompson would play, it provided a spark to the team.
Yeah, there was a little different energy. I believe throughout the whole football team, for him to be out there, and just because of not only the leadership ability, but his ability to improvise and make some plays, and give us probably a lot more balance.
For Kleiman, he says that the extra week of preparation and recovery that came along with the bye week, Thompson is poised for a big finish to the season.
Skyler's a tremendous football player, and we missed him for a couple of weeks. Will and Jaron did a nice job, but there's a 6-year guy that's done this for an awful long time that knows the receivers and knows the offense. And I'm excited, even though we suffered a disappointing loss, I'm excited about where we can go with him only probably getting better.
Against the Sooners, Thompson completed 29 out of 41 passes for 320 yards and 3 touchdowns. This set career highs in both passing attempts and completions. Elsewhere, Wildcat 91.9 recently partnered with WTC Communications to host an esports tournament. Each group that participated assembled a team of 3, and prizes given out included trophies as well as $150. Corey Bowen is a member of the trio that took home first place playing the popular video game Rocket League.
It's kind of like car soccer, so you can kind of like fly through the air with cars and you hit a soccer ball, and got together with my team, so we play and put it together. We were talking well, communicating well, and we just put it together and ended up going all the way.
Bowen says he heard about the event from a friend that he has played with before, but he has little experience playing with the team's third member.
My friend Jacob, he came back to the house one day and he's like, hey, you want to play in a Rocket League tournament? I was like, yeah. And then so he had a buddy of his, Seth, and then so we formed a team and then just came and played.
Seth Thompson joined the team with several years of experience playing the game.
Rocket League's the only game I play, so I definitely dedicate the most time to it. Total hours in the game, I think 1,300.
Jacob Holleran says that with the team that he helped assemble, he knew that they had a great shot at winning.
I'd say we had a pretty decent shot. We're all pretty good at the game. It really came down to watching the other teams play before us and get a good read on them so we could decide how we're going to play.
The event took place at Forum Hall in the K-State Student Union. But in future years, there may be a spot right next to the bowling alley dedicated to esports.
The space down in the bowling center, I think, is a prime location, and we can create some synergies with our other recreational facilities that are in that area. We have somewhere between 3,500 to 5,000 square feet that we could dedicate to gaming with potentially computer stations as well as gaming consoles.
Williamson says that he hopes to get the process started by next fall.
As far as a holistic program, which would include staffing on some level, the educational experience, and then hopefully sooner rather than later, physical facilities. I think we can get the process started by fall of next year.
For Bowen, he says that playing video games is all about having fun.
Just have fun. I mean, you'll get better as long as you have fun.
Future plans for the event include hosting more participants, giving out larger trophies, and increased cash prizes. Also, the goal is to have future esports tournaments last multiple days. The K-State volleyball team earned a Big 12 victory over West Virginia last night in Bramlage Coliseum. The Volleycats will be back on the floor tonight as they look to win 2 in a row against the Mountaineers. After last night's win, Coach Susie Fritz said she wants the team to enjoy the win before focusing on the next match.
Coaches are notorious for looking ahead and not spending too much time celebrating the moment that they're in, and I want them to find some joy in the process of all the work that they invest in it.
Well, that's all we have for sports this week, but don't go away. Coming up, we'll take a look at some opportunities for you to see some live music right here in Manhattan. Then we'll head into the garage to learn how one Kansas musician is making his move to bigger things.